friends, today we are going to do the chapter number 1, Hopscotch. A street game is a sport or game that is played on city streets rather than a prepared field or area. Street games are usually simple playing time activities for children that can be played near where they live. The one street game every little child in India has played is Chepu, Ekhat Dukhat or Pandi, or as it is commonly known as Kit Kit. Kit Kit is played all over India on the streets and in playgrounds. It is known as Kunte Bile in Karnataka, Pandi in Tamil Nadu, Tokudu Billa in Andhra Pradesh and Khane in Kashmir. The game, called hopscotch in English, is a part of our childhood. It is a good game for children because it needs very little space to play and can be played both outdoors and indoors. A chalk is used to draw a course of 8 numbered squares on the ground like this. To play the game, a player needs a marker such as a flat stone, tile or shell. The player stands behind the starting line and tosses the marker into the first square. Then she hops over the first square to the second one and continues hopping to the 8th square. At the 8th square, the player turns around, hops through the square once more to the second square. Here she pauses and picks up the marker from the first square, hops over the first square and steps out. Then she tosses the marker into the second square. The game continues like this until all 8 squares have been played and the player completes the lap successfully. All hopping is done on one foot unless there are 2 literal squares where the player has to land on both feet with 1 foot on each square. Hopscotch is a simple yet a skilled game. It requires physical agility and nimbleness and tests the player's balance and precision. A player is considered out if the marker does not land in the right square, touches the line, or the player loses balance and touches the line accidentally. There are several other rules and variations of the game which add to the fun and difficulty level. Many forms of hopscotch are played across the globe. Stepu's name in Persian is Lele. A French variant is known as escargot, snail or merle round hopscotch. In Germany, Austria and Switzerland it is called Himmel and Hole, heaven and hell. The first square is called earth, while the second last square is the hall, hell, and the last one is Himmel, heaven. The number hopscotch game is a fun variation on an old favorite. You don't need to toss a stone or use a marker for this version of hopscotch. Just keep hopping on one foot and try not to step on the wrong square. Think it's easy. Give it a try. What you will need: chalk, a space paved or made of flattened mud. How to play? By the numbers hopscotch. Step 1. Make a grid of 12 squares on the sidewalk. Squares of 2 by 2 feet are a good size. Step 2. Number the squares 1 to 12. Do not number them in a sequence, but do make sure that a number isn't more than 1 row away from the number that came before it. Step 3. Hop on one foot from square number 1 to square number 2 to square 3 and so on. A player is out when he or she accidentally steps out of a square or lands out of sequence. Does that seem too easy? Make it trickier for players by making them put their hands behind their backs and repeat the process or jumps only on even or odd numbered squares in sequence. Such traditional games act as learning aids. They teach us many things: to learn, to win and lose, to observe keenly and to develop our maths and sensory skills, to improve motor skills and hand-eye coordination, to plan and think logically, and last but not the least, to have fun. Thank you, friends. Bye bye.